Hi peeps, it's Tersse on the old squat box once again, and I'll just watched a funny as fuck clip from the Rachel Madow show from the 31st of the 10th 2013. Go there and watch it. Her interview with Harry Ried, Senator Ried. But don't just watch the interview with her and him. Listen to what she says, what she thinks about him, and when she recants some of his past history when he was working in Las Vegas and confronted and dealt with the La Cosa Nostra, the firm, and I suppose it must have been some sort of legal, state legal attorney or something like that, but my fucking god, man, it is funny as fuck, man. I mean, I watch TYT and they keep saying Harry Ried is a wimp and all that, but when you listen to what he was in the past and then you listen to what Rachel Madow says, how he feels when you're in his presence, it doesn't appear to me to be the wimp that TYT keeps making him out to be. And I know TYT now are saying, oh my god, Harry's being all hard, and the only reason Obama, started to be hard, in the fifth year of his presidency, this first year, second term, is because he's talked to Harry Ried. I think maybe Rachel Madow might have tuned in on why this is happening, and perhaps Obama should have been listening to Harry Ried fucking 5 years ago when he first became the president. I think Harry Reid's a completely different fish from the place, or haddock, that TYT Cenk Uygur makes him out to be. I think Cenk, although I like Cenk, he's fun. He does have a different twist on things a lot of the time, and he does kind of make himself out to be speaking truth to power. I think maybe Cenk and the TYT nation, I think they need to start to make some connections, real connections, with people who are actually there on, on the hill. Either that, or they need to find someone to send to the hill and be their representative there to actually talk to people on the hill and report straight back to TYT what they think. Send a good progressive TYT representative to the hill to speak to the senators, try and get an interview with the main movers and shakers there, both on the Republican side and on the Democratic side, and then have real news, real stuff to give to us on TYT, rather than just speculation on what's happened over the last couple of years, couple of months, what's going on now, and just going on, what you see and what's reported, because you really don't know a person till you meet them and talk with them and get a feel for the person, get a real person-to-person feel for people. I can't even know anybody that I meet on YouTube, on Skype. I don't know who they are unless I've met them and sat down and talked with them, in a pub or a restaurant or something like that, a lunch meeting, where I can actually speak to the person, ask them questions I would never say on camera, on Twitter, on Twitter, or text them, or on Google Plus. You actually meet a person face to face, and you get a feel for the person, because you pick up so much more detail from a person. And I'm not talking about your brain's got some woo-woo fucking juice thing that you read their mind, or no, it's all about body language and tone of voice, and the physicality of the person. It's about the tension in their voice, the facial, musculature, fucking, facial expressions. That you pick that up much more in real life, face to face, but then you can never get in a camera. I mean, cameras aren't 3D, so you don't get all the tiny little, things that your brain picks up when you meet a person face to face in real life. You just can't. You can't get that. There's a thing that you pick up, and it's all visual. It is very, very visual, and you need to be there. And there's intonation and stuff like that, you know. And there's poise, and there's body language that you just don't get on a camera. When you get like from you don't know what my legs are doing. When you're sitting across from someone, you're picking up shuffling of the feet, movements of the legs. You know what I mean? Tensing of the body. You don't get that on a camera. You can only get it face to face with a person. So I really trust what Rachel Madow says more about Harry Ried than what Gent Yuga assumes from just watching him on camera and listening to him speak and seeing him on the floor of the House or the Senate. No, I think maybe Gent Yuga is missing a huge amount of what Harry Ried is. And maybe we miss a huge amount of what Ted Cruz is as well, because I've never met him. I don't think Rachel Maddow's interviewed him. I'd love to see Rachel Maddow interview Ted Cruz. I'd love to see that. But then again, these people, they know not to go on to these what they would call left-wing, you know what I mean, TV shows, because yeah, they would be found out. She'd maybe analyse him in a way that she can't from just video and camera shots, and I think she would then be able to do what she did with Harry Ried, do the interview and then speak about what she felt about the person, what she picked up from the person. That is where you get the juice. That's where you get the fucking juice. When you actually meet a person, you ask them questions, you throw a few bummers in there, see what happens, see how they react, and then you can read a person. Well, if you're astute, you know what I mean, you can read a person. Even a person more intelligent than me, I could probably pick up a lot more from them than they think I could, you know what I mean? Even though they're more intelligent and they're more schooled in the art of politics, I could probably, with just a small interview with somebody like Harry Ried or Ted Cruz or John Boehner, I could probably tell you a hell of a lot more about them than what you'll ever be able to pick up from just watching them on TV, you know what I mean? And that's the failing of TV. Another thing, the failing of TV, which I hate, these interview situations you see on MSNBC, on Fox, you know what I mean, they never pair people off that would make any sense, like for instance, there's no sense in coming on, MSNBC and CNN and Fox do this all the time. They get a bunch of people on who are all of the same sort of frame of mind, They're all talking about, say, Obamacare or something, and they're all tuned into, what's been written in all the press, what's been on all the blogs, and what's been on all the TV stations, What I'd love to see, and which I've only seen, well, no, I don't think I've even seen it, you need to pair people up with people who are totally against Obamacare, or say, people who are totally against, say, food stamps, and then pair them up where you get them on, and then you get the people who actually run the fucking, the food stamps and know all the statistical information, how devastating it would be to cut 5 million, and then you get them on, and then you ask the question to the persons against fucking food stamps, why are you voting to take $5 billion out of food stamps, tomorrow, you know what I mean? And then you say to people who are running the food stamp, who know the information, understand the devastating effects on it, say, why do you think they shouldn't take the $5 billion? And then you get them to talk to each other, you know what I mean? And see who fucking wins that conversation. I guarantee you, if it's about things like food stamps or SNAP, everybody who's watching that programme will come away with the idea that, you know what, all we got from the politicians an ideological fucking stance, what they got from the people who run the programme and understand that, what's going to happen when that money is missing, they will come away with the idea of the people who understand what's going to happen when the money is missing. I believe them, and I don't think we should cut the fucking $5 billion. And that's why I think that the TV people are missing a fucking huge, gigantic fucking benefit to the people of America, and in my country it's the same. They do it on some shows, the daily politics and Sunday politics is okay, pretty good, but you never see stuff like that on the BBC or many of the news programmes. They always like to finish, just like in America, they like to finish with, well, this is what they say, and that's what they say, and it's all a scratch, you know what I mean? It's all even, you know. But it's not fucking even. When you actually get the people on the ground who are seeing that money taken away from it and actually understand what effect that's going to have on the people they're feeding, if you take 5 billion out of fucking food stamps, or if you take, you know, in Britain, you put a burden of, you know, charging people for having an empty room in their house. Well, if we were going to do that, why don't we go to every millionaire and say, well, you've got 4 people living in a 18-room mansion. Oh, well, let's charge you 18 times the fucking, you know, the council tax that you pay. Why not? If you're going to do it fucking poor people for 1 fucking room, why can't you fucking do it fucking a rich cunt for 18 fucking rooms he doesn't use? You know what I mean? And you know, that would be the argument I'd be putting on British TV, but we're not seeing that argument because the people who run the TV, the questioners, are working after their job. They don't want to upset those rich people who, you know, oh, they might actually have connections in politics, who can have connections with the BBC and get me fucking kicked out of my job, you know what I mean? End up in a fucking closet as my office, you know, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now and getting away off the subject, but you know. No, watch that Rachel Madow you know, clip that I was talking about. You know, Rachel Madow, get it on the MSNBC, 31st of the 10th, 2013, and it's amazing. She got an interview with you know, Harry Ried, and then she speaks about her impressions of Harry, and I believe her. I think she's fucking hard on the money there. I think he is a hard-faced bastard, but he needs the president to back him up. He needs the president to be as hard as him and turn on and tell the fucking Republicans, fuck you, no, we're not fucking giving in. We're not giving you any of this bullshit. We want fucking revenue, you motherfucker. You can't run a fucking government, you know what I mean, or a country that's the size of a fucking 747, you know, aircraft, with an engine that you took out of a fucking Fiat fucking, you know, 1200cc fucking car. You know what I mean? And that's what the Republicans want to do. You've got a fucking country the size of a 747 and they want to take the engines off it and put a fucking, you know, a Fiat fucking 1200cc engine in it and think they can run that fucking thing. It's still going to fly. No, it's not going to fucking fly. It's going to sit there on the tarmac and never fucking move another inch. And that's what they're doing to your own country. That's what you're doing, Republican. You're fucking trying to strip out the engines of your economy, you know, and replace it with a tiny small engine. You know, let's shrink government. You can't run a gigantic fucking country like America with a government like the size of fucking Iceland. You know what I mean? You just fucking can't. It's impossible. Fucking hell, man, you know. And that's what's happening in Britain. You know, we're running a country the size of a fucking, you know, 70 ton fucking, you know, Arctic, you know, and we try to run it on a fucking mini engine, you know what I mean? No, you can't run it on an engine of a mini. You need to have a fucking articulated truck fucking engine, you know what I mean? You have to have a scanner fucking engine in there, you know what I mean? You can't run it on a fucking, you know, a mini, you know, just not enough power to pull that fucker, you know. Anyway, yeah, I'm rambling now again, you know, sorry. You know. Swansea fucking bad, motherfuckers. Covered a lot of shit there, but you know, decent stuff to think about there. By the way, I may be doing a hangout tonight, probably around about 6 PM ET, 10 o'clock GMT. You know, I'll try and get on and do a hangout tonight on Google Plus. So if you watch this through the day, you know, just remember that's the time scale anyway. You know, 6 PM ET, 10 PM GMT, around about there. I'll probably start it up. So any fucking bad motherfuckers, hope to see you there and we can talk about loads of other shit, you know. Cheers.